back to Superstar Oracle. This is your girl Mia. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are just now seeing my channel and seeing any of my messages, feel free to subscribe, drop a comment. Let me know if anything resonates in this channel. I do a lot of channeled messages. I do oracles and tarot pulls. I also like to do some sound healing for you guys, so definitely anticipate a bowl ring like this. And yeah, I actually have my bowls with me right now. I got some content I wanted to record today, so I was like, let me come outside, let me start recording some of this instrumental music, some meditation music, some interpreted music, and just allow things to flow and really find my vibe, find my footing. And I really feel like this ties into this channeled message of finding your footing and finding your flow when it comes to stepping fully into your capabilities and who you are on a soul level, but also the monumentous things you're meant to do this lifetime, right? So I'm going to shuffle these oracle cards. I got the Starseed Oracle deck, y'all, and we're just gonna get some channeled messages. But overall, I think what I've seen thus far, ooh, there's nuts falling from trees. Gotta be careful. That could be significant. Watch out for the things that are falling. These nuts on trees might be around some nutty individuals, some individuals who are kind of like, I don't know, maybe they got some screws loose and you're trying to stay away or keep your distance from the ones who have their screws loosed, or maybe they're nutty, right? But some channeled spirit animals that I've been seeing, and spirit insects too. I've definitely been seeing, of course, the white butterfly. That's a beautiful, pure, vital butterfly, transformative butterfly in the purest essence, right? And then I've been seeing the black swallowtail, which is resilience, it's transformation, but it's mystery too. It's really exploring the mysteries within yourself and transforming that deep inner knowing that you have about yourself, about your path, about where you're going, where you're headed. And the thing is, this life, it's not meant to scare you into your hole. It's meant to bring you out of it. And you're not alone at the bottom. Isolation, physical connection, community, right? Bring you out of your hole, bring you out of your, we're getting a couple of synchronicities. I'm gonna take this phone out for all the synchronicities, you feel me? I be getting some motivational quotes and I am affirmations, so, I love to include that into this. But yeah, it's like really about learning how to fly, but like you've had so much practice with this quote-unquote vehicle, right? Your physical body, your physical vessel. You've had practice in the physical realm, right? But in the spirit realm, you've actually been conquering. But now for the physical part of everything, it's like now it's time to put in what it is you've been studying, what it is you've been training on and for. And I'm looking at these two boys in a park right now. They've been training this whole time that I've been here, like doing jump rope and lunges and just doing a lot of focused exercise, right? And that can be very significant in this message, where it's like you've been taking the necessary steps to move forward and be focused with every step that you're taking. It's really such a calculated, precise step. It's like being more conscious while you're working out, being more conscious while you're planning, being more conscious while you're budgeting, being more conscious while you're doing things that are so natural to you, right? It's like doing the everyday mundane things, but you're in a different presence. You're holding your presence in a different way. You're not for everyone is at the bottom. Embrace your weirdness and face your true north. Yeah, it's kind of like, it's okay if you're peculiar. It's okay if you're different. It's okay if you are weird. It's okay to be weird, Someone actually told me that once, and I really contemplated. I was like, what does that mean? Like, is that an insult, or like, what is she trying to say? And I think embracing your weirdness or embracing your uniqueness is really the first step to unlocking your most authentic self. It's the first step towards living in fulfillment for self, living in your truth, and actually being proud of it in this real world. Like stepping outside and saying, I'm proud to be me. I'm proud of everything I've accomplished. I'm proud of my purpose. I'm proud of the resources I've built. I'm proud of the knowledge that I've gained. I think this really is about celebrating you getting your wings, but you've always had your wings. It's like celebrating you actually passing flight school in a sense. It's kind of like you've you've mastered the training wheel part of your flying, of your flowing, and now you're riding. Now it's time to ride. Now it's time to oh my goodness, run like the wind, bullseye. And that's Toy Story, right? Love Toy Story. It's such a great one. Toy Story definitely can be significant. You got a friend in me. You're probably meeting more people too, or connecting with individuals that you consider really trustworthy and you consider them friends. And at the bottom of the deck, jump in. Yeah. Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. Yeah, I think you're allowing yourself to go outside a bit more, you know, explore the realms, what this real world has for you. So the card that came out was the Seas of Minnetonka. I said Minnetonka. Seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light, right? Bringing unconsciousness to light. So once again, you're living in a more present way where all of the shadows and all of the elusive elements of your life have now been cleared and cleansed. Like you see clearly who you are. You see clearly your purpose. You see clearly the cards that have been dealt to you. You see clearly the people who have been around you, the ones who stayed and the ones who haven't stayed, and you know, you moved your separate ways. High Wraith, longing for home, homesick for the stars. Yeah. I think this collective has found its North Star. And now it's time to go full force and not be afraid of that. You know, there's a lot of things that are happening in this world that are calling for us to stand in our power. And the first place to find your power is always going to be within yourself. That's what causes you to get up and go work out. Get up and start your day, you know, start your day off like with water, you know, with gratitude. Like, I'm grateful to be alive. Thank God that I'm alive. I thank you, God, for waking me up another day. Thank you for putting me on a wake up list. Thank you for granting me another beautiful moment in this world. And even if shit looks crazy, excuse my language, even if shit looks crazy in this world, being grateful that you have the power to say yes and no, that's another thing to be grateful for. You have the power to change your life. You have the power to go anywhere you want to go. So don't ever stop yourself from going there. And I think when it comes to this longing for home and bringing the unconsciousness to light, you now see that you are the star. You have always been a star. Your life has always had a calling on it. And this is only going to find a few people. This isn't going to find everybody. You know, this message is not for everyone. It's for a select few who have just now said, you know what? I'm standing on business. No more holding myself back. It is time. Emphasis on time. Like, it's time. Like, now it's go time. Like, start your races. Let's go. Like, get it popping, get it moving, get the move on, get the shake on. You know, don't you dare not be your most creative, authentic self. Don't you dare not be your most loving self. You know how much work you put in to build that? You built yourself. And this is the thing that people don't really speak too much on when it comes to infrastructure of self-identity, but also home bases, right? Also your belief system. It's like the infrastructure was always built on or instilled with fear. Like there's always been fear and oppression implemented into belief systems, into self-identity, into all these social norms now. And it's like the chosen ones, the 144, the enlightened ones, the awakened ones, the empowered ones, the fighters, the warriors, God's angels, God's earth angels and earth warriors. It's the ones who have woken up to that, who are now questioning the matrix itself, questioning the system and the infrastructure that was implemented, right? Because when you're on this journey and you recognize history, you recognize that the past influenced our present, but we can influence our present to create a greater, a brighter, a stronger, more durable future. And when I say more durable, I mean like your family is able to sustain a living in America. Your family is able to sustain a living, period, without having to struggle, without having to rely on other sources to feed them, to give them fresh water, right? It's like going back to the basics, going back to what we originally knew, our original ancient makeup. The makeup that they didn't want us to remember, of course, right? It was the ultimate spell work against a lot of individuals, a lot of citizens in multiple countries. This is happening worldwide. It's not even like a single country thing. This is a worldwide thing where we are now seeing corruption. We're seeing it surface. We're seeing all the lies that were told. I see a lot of bats flying around here. Bats can be very significant. What's the spiritual significance of a bat, though? Let me get that. But collective, it's like you've been intricately doing like this. It's kind of like brain surgery, but with your consciousness, right? You're picking out, right, bringing to light certain unconscious behaviors that you've had, bringing them to light, recognizing and identifying them, and identifying where it comes from, but also identifying who else has that same behavior. How has that been influenced in the upbringing, in your upbringing, but also in your surroundings? And what can you do to unlearn that behavior that may be self-sabotaging, that may cause more blockages rather than more abundance? And with this bat, spiritual, I've seen about like 3 bats flying around here in the trees. Bats are also considered, well, symbolizing transformation, rebirth, and the ability to navigate the unknown using inner intuition. Yeah, this has been one of those intuitive paths, right? You didn't get the answers. There's no guidebook here. There's no writing down manuals. You don't get the manual as soon as you come out the womb. That's not a thing. It won't ever be a thing, right? Because we have to discover it ourselves. Although we've had the manual before, we knew the contract, right? We agreed to the contract. But the thing is the remembering part. And I'm gonna touch base on this because I just got that confirmation from that car horn. But the remembering part, and this is something that's a part of my purpose, because you guys will see me have my crystal quartz sound bowls and other percussion instruments, steel tongue drums, tuning forks, and ocean drums, and wind chimes, and over time I'm gonna have like a whole empire. Just wait on it. We manifesting, you feel me? Clock that in. Ching 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 goes the money tree, and every time it chings, money comes to me, right? So the great remembering really does start with the first sound, right? The first sound is actually the first word that was spoken. Same thing with the first light. I say these things in kind of like a, and it might be, all right, let's go this way with the explanation. The great remembering happens first with music, right? Because the music is going to ask your soul to open up and receive the tuning, receive the frequency, receive the vibrations, right? This vibration isn't to set you to that vibration, although it helps raise your vibration, it helps raise your frequencies, your brain wave levels, the fluctuations that you'll see if you ever have one of those machines. And who is it? I think it was 19 Keys. I think he posted about it. I'm gonna drop that in the description box below as well, so you guys can check that out. I seen it on Instagram where they're able to read, I think, is it a mammogram? It's a different device. Able to read the brain's frequencies, right? And study it and kind of see where an individual's mental state resides in, right? The frequency and flow, right? The waves that they reside in. And there's a lightning bug right there. And with the great remembering, it really does start with sound. It starts with music. And it starts with music because music allows your soul to feel and remember what peace feels like, what being in synchronicity feels like, what being balanced feels like, to restore yourself back to your original vibration. It's the same vibration of Earth. It's the same frequency of Earth. It's to match up to the flow of nature, match up to the natural energy that we feel when we walk outside. And with this great remembering, and with music being one of those I want to say offering to the soul, because it feels like an offering. You offer your soul that space to receive not only your breath through guided meditation, but receive healing frequencies that allow your body to release tension, allow you to calm and maintain ease, right? Because we know diseases will kill you, but to be eased, hold on, I am allowed to be both scared and excited for a new beginning. That's someone's I am affirmation. But with the ease, when we start to ease our body, we start to allow it to rest so that it can regenerate. Now, tying back into the message, because we also have the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. This is a time of spiritual awakening, spiritual activation. And the thing about it is, this isn't one of those, okay, you sit back, you relax. I mean, yes, relax, take your time, but it's really about, and these mosquitoes are really getting me out of here. Like, it's really about boots on the ground type of action and activation, right? Boots on the ground. You already know the game plan. You've analyzed it, you've reflected on it multiple times. But now's the time that you put in that work, and you don't ever be afraid to do that. We have water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. Right. You can definitely rest, but don't forget, it's still boots on the ground. It's boots on the ground. It's activation. It's go time. It's understanding your mind. Can we get one more card? Can we get one more card for this channel's message to close this out? I think the message here really is, you've done so much work internally and consciously that now it's time for you to show. I'm thinking of Rick and Morty. Another nut fell. Oh my goodness. I'm thinking Rick and Morty, show me what you got. It's time. It's time to show me what you got. Oh, these are the final two because it's getting dark, and we're going to close out this message. Weight of the world at the bottom. Boundaries. Let it go. It's not yours to carry. It's not yours. Everybody else's problems, everything else in the world, right? Other people's projections are not your burdens to carry. And the way people see you and what they try to put on you is not yours to hold. What you hold, what you carry, is something that comes from within. And I really want to show you guys this. So I'm gonna do this flashlight. I really want to show you guys. We have fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. This right here, you're meant to release, surrender, let go of any kind of outcomes, any kind of judgments, and just do, just create, just be everything that God has created you to be. Deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. Yeah, like this is a time of healing. This is where you get to heal now. It is your turn. Everything that you've experienced, you've brought the unconscious to the light so that you can clear out the final cobwebs in that closet that kept all the skeletons, that kept all the sorrow, all the pain, all the trauma, all the abuse that was instilled upon you since childhood. But now it's like, no, the chosen ones rise again. No, the chosen ones will not take a back seat to anything. The chosen ones are gonna stand on business, save ourselves first and foremost, help our community, help the children, and make a difference in this world by living in their divine purpose. And the Most High is making sure of that. The Most High is making sure of that. Wow. Let's get the next potential outcome energy with one of these oracles right here. You got the love. I like this one. Hadarian energy, codependency, boundaries. The next energy is you implementing boundaries with individuals, environments, places, communities, whatever it is. Boundaries with yourself. Boundaries that you say you're going to stand on and no longer do, right? Any vices you may have, any unhealthy attachments, addictions, anything like that. That's what's next. You standing on that boundary firmly. I'm being led to grab another one. Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning, and you learning a lesson. And this is a lesson about yourself. This is a self lesson. This is a self-worth lesson. Learning about yourself. Learning the way that your mind works. Learning how powerful you are when you do use your mind. A simple cord cutting happens mentally too. And in a spiritual realm, of course, but mentally you have to be ready and prepared to say, you know what? It's okay. I've learned what I had to from the situation. I am free to move forward. And let it be. So shall it be. And call on your ancestors, your angels, call on the Most High for support, the universe, the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, whoever, whatever you believe in, call on your protectors to guide you to the next level, to the next era, to the next door, because that door is yours. And don't be afraid of it either, because it was always meant for you. Don't be afraid of your power. Don't be afraid of who you have always been meant to be, who the world needs you to be. So I hope this message brought some clarity. I hope this message brought enlightenment, and I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day whenever you're watching this. If this resonated, please drop it in comments. Let me know. Like this video, share this video. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much, y'all. Let me hit the bowl.